restaurant next to Walmart or on the corner of West Chicago and Sturgis Road in Rapid City.
Mom, can we please go to Watiki Indoor Water Park Resort?
Watiki? What's so special about it?
Are you kidding? It's got slides, fountains, a lazy river, everything. And it's just a short drive to Rapid City. If we stay at one of the hotels, we get water park passes for free.
Wow, you really did your homework. Okay, what do you say we pack our swimsuits and hit Watiki this weekend?
Yes, best mom ever.
Unlock your adventure at WatikiWaterPark.com.
Ready to be part of something big? Meet the Rapid City Sports Commission, the powerhouse behind sports in Rapid City. The commission focuses on bringing regional and national tournaments, supporting homegrown events, and creating opportunities for our kids. But it's not just games, it's a win-win for all of us. Youth sports fuel our economy. Hosting events in Rapid City means out-of-town families shop, dine, and stay with us, which boosts sales tax revenues too. To get in on the action, visit rcsportscommission.com, where we're all about the hustle.
Hi, I'm Tim Wrench, and I'm seeking personal injury cases. If you've been injured because someone else did something wrong, call me up. I'm a trial lawyer. I've tried criminal and civil cases for decades, and I can use all of that experience to help you. I also know this, that when insurance companies know that you're represented by a trial lawyer, they take your claim more seriously, and if it is to be settled, it's settled better with a trial lawyer. Wrench Law, 605-341-1111, wrenchlaw.com.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
You need to know.
In the men's ice hockey quarterfinals at the Winter Olympics a short time ago, Team USA and Sweden were tied at 1 in overtime. Here was Kenny Albert on NBC.
Now Quinn Hughes, we played 3.5 minutes in overtime. Quinn Hughes shoots, he scores! He scores! Quinn Hughes in overtime wins it, and the United States will move on and face Slovakia in the semis.
NFL three-time Pro Bowl offensive lineman and unrestricted free agent Wyatt Teller announced on Instagram that he will not return to the Cleveland Browns after 7 seasons. NBA, ESPN reports Sacramento Kings star Domantas Sabonis underwent season-ending left knee surgery today. In college basketball, Texas Tech junior forward J.T. Toppin was diagnosed with a season-ending torn ACL. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, here we go. We're back and ready on a Wednesday on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. How are you doing? Hopefully solid. Remember, it's always a great day in South Dakota. Thanks for making us part of your day. The Nate Brown Show is live on KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. Thanks for being here on the radio drive home. We appreciate you. We've got it streaming right now on X. Follow us. Watch us live on X at Nate Brown Show. Watch us live there. Welcome in if you're watching us across the state, around the region. We're catching people from Montana, North Dakota. I mean, this is good stuff. So go to X and watch us live at Nate Brown Show. Follow us, and you've got us. And then you've got us on YouTube as well. The Nate Brown Show. Search for it. And subscribe to the channel. Then you've got us live and archived. YouTube is ready to go, live in studio. The Nate Brown Show on YouTube. And finally, Midwest Sports Plus, the high school sports streaming app. Great content, great games, and the Nate Brown Show live every afternoon on Midwest Sports Plus. Get the new app, Midwest Sports Plus. The Nate Brown Show back and ready. Wednesday lineup looks great. Looks really, really good. We got a big interview tonight. Paul Sather is going to join us live from Grand Forks, North Dakota. UND head men's basketball coach. I've known Paul for a long time. He's had a great career, 21 seasons, and of course, the fame and Northern winning and getting that opportunity at UND, and he's really still got them going. I mean, they were picked 8th in the Summit League to finish 8th, and he's got them 9-4 in the league. They've got Kansas City tomorrow, SDSU coming up this weekend. Paul Sather just got a contract extension today. He's going to hop on tonight from UND, head coach for the Fighting Hawks. Coming up, we'll talk to Coach Sather. We're going to go to a brand new guest. We haven't had him before. He's a national college football writer for The Athletic, Matt Baker, live from Tampa Bay, Florida. Matt Baker wrote a big piece on North Dakota State and all the reaction from North Dakota State fans. He did a big feature in The Athletic, New York Times. Matt Baker is on from Florida tonight with a reaction to NDSU and the FCS landscape now going to the FBS. Matt Baker's coming up for the first time tonight. Rocco Miller is in. It's that time of year. He's a college basketball analyst. His site is Bracketeer.org. He's part of the Field of 68 as well, a contributor there. Rocco Miller live from San Francisco talking college hoops and more. The Nate Brown Show packed and good stuff across the board from high school to college to the pros. Let's get you on if you want in. 605-720-1067. That's the Pizza Ranch studio hotline for you. 605-720-1067. Powered by the Pizza Ranch. Stop by, home of everyone's favorite buffet. Feed the crew at the Pizza Ranch, East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. Great location also in Brandon, locally owned and operated, the Pizza Ranch. And let them take care of dinner this week. Go to the text line as well. If you can't call, you can text us tonight, 605-720-1067. 605-720-1067. That is the Barron's Wilson Lister text line. All right, South Dakota Sports Talk Show out of the gate tonight, and we've got some college coach controversy. We really do. Like, this all just came to fruition last night. Everything across the board. We got controversy from Huskers in Iowa. We got Mick Cronin in a mess. We got Doug Gottlieb getting suspended. So let's go to the college basketball controversy. I do want to ask you what the story is on this. So let's go to the Hawkeyes, Nebraska last night. Here's how it goes down. Iowa beats Nebraska, and if you've been following college basketball at all, you understand Nebraska's been really good. Been playing good. Now, they've hit a little rough stretch, losing some games because they had an undefeated streak going. That Fred Hoiberg has it going. Nebraska's looking for that first tournament win, the whole thing. And now they're hitting a little bit of a rough patch. Lost to Michigan, Purdue. Now they lose to Iowa last night. Here's what happens in Iowa. They rushed the court last night. So let me set this scene. There's some college basketball stories today that are the biggest headlines in the sports world, I believe. Iowa fans rush the court. Number one, I want to talk to everybody in Iowa. I want to talk to everybody listening. East River, Iowa. Is it appropriate to rush the court when you beat Nebraska in basketball? Is that this is Nebraska basketball. Iowa has a tradition. They've had success. You're rushing the court when you beat Nebraska in basketball? That tells you where Nebraska basketball is, by the way, this year. So I guess Husker fans will take that from you. But nonetheless, there's your first mistake. First mistake. Iowa cannot rush the court when you beat Nebraska in basketball. That's ridiculous. Well, Nebraska's having a great season. I don't care. This is a one-time deal with Hoiberg so far that they've been at this level. Don't rush the court after you beat Nebraska. Number one, here's where the controversy starts. Fan rushes the court. I see this on my phone this morning, and he gets in Fred Hoiberg's face. This is an Iowa Hawkeyes fan last night. Probably a college student. I don't know who he is. They're rushing the court. They get in Hoiberg's face. Hoiberg's going through the handshake line. And so the fan has his video going. Yes, cell phone video. Everybody thinks this is cute now. We had the cell phone, so we take video, and we're going to be morons, and we want to put it on video and put it out there. So the Iowa fan rushes the court, puts it on video, gets in Fred Hoiberg's face. I think he says, "Nice game, man," or "Good game, man," in his face as Hoiberg's trying to shake hands with the Iowa players and staff. And Hoiberg takes a swipe. Fred Hoiberg, Nebraska coach last night, takes a swipe and knocks the phone away. I've seen two views of this from the fan himself, whoever posted that today on social media, and then a wide view of Hoiberg slapping the phone away. Okay, so this is where I want to get into the scenario. Some people will argue coaches can't react to fans at all. Some people would argue that tonight. So Fred Hoiberg's under fire a little bit that, Hoiberg, you can't react. You can't swing, take a swipe. It's not like he punched anybody, but you can't take a swipe, knock the phone away, something like this. And he was pretty mad. I saw the wide view. He was wound up. Nebraska just lost. You're emotional. You're wound up. And then you have fans rush in the court, and then you get a fan in your face. Good game, man. I think that's what he said if you look back at the cell phone video. So let me just ask you this. Question of the day on the Nate Brown Show in our college basketball coach controversies today. We start with Hoiberg first. I'm going to ask you if Fred Hoiberg was in the wrong. Okay? Some people would say, as a coach, you just go through it. Fan gets there with a phone. It doesn't matter. There was no physical contact until Hoiberg took a swipe, hit the fan's phone. And now people are wondering, okay, who was in the wrong? Well, University of Iowa just released a statement saying that the fan got through a restricted area. Yes, that's how these court storming things happen. He got through a restricted area. We're going to go through a policy and protocols, and we're going to make sure everything's good moving forward. So it was a standard university press release this afternoon. They just released it like 45 minutes ago. University of Iowa. We apologized to Nebraska and the whole thing. The fan got through a restricted area. We're going to go through our safety and protocol and all of that stuff. So there's that statement. So Iowa's admitting we made the mistake. We allowed a fan to do that, but people are also saying as a coach, you can't take the swipe at a fan. Where do you land on these fans rushing the court, and what are the players and coaches supposed to do? What are they? I'm usually going to tell you can't do stuff like that. But I'm starting to think this through. John Shire, head coach at Duke, just had this happen a couple of weeks ago. Okay, so Duke played North Carolina. North Carolina hit a buzzer beater 3. Fans rushed the court, and John Shire, head coach at Duke, said he had staff members that got punched. So he said staff members were getting punched. He said, I saw it. Now there's a big argument about it over the past week or so. There's I don't know. And the district attorney even sounded off, hey, watch what you say. You can't say stuff like that. Well, John Shire said again after the win over Syracuse the other night, I saw what I saw in North Carolina. We had staff members. I'm going to stick up for them. They got punched, and that's the way it is. So these situations are getting dangerous. The situations are getting dangerous. What I'm telling you is, was Fred Hoiberg, what I'm asking you, was Fred Hoiberg in the wrong? Swipe at the phone. Now all of a sudden you had an assistant coach step in there. They tried breaking it up. These fans that are rushing the court are taking it emotionally to the next level. Everybody expects, don't react, don't do anything. You just lost. You got a bunch of college kids in your face, but don't do anything. I'm starting to think, I know you can't have melees. I'm not asking for that. I'm not telling you that. I'm just telling you when something bad happens, I'm not going to be that surprised anymore because guess what? Fans are going crazy. They've been drinking, some of them. Not in Iowa, of course, right? So you got to be careful with this stuff. And this is now 2 times over the last 2 weeks. Duke incident, Iowa, Nebraska last night. But people are saying, well, Fred Hoiberg swiped the phone. I mean, he took a step forward. Was Fred Hoiberg in the wrong last night swiping at the phone of the Iowa fan? Let's go to the text line. Let's go to the Pizza Ranch studio hotline. Thanks for getting in. You're live, and you go ahead.
Hey, Nate. Obviously, I've never been in a deal like this in the court, and I think that's where, like, in a Division I environment, but like when I was an assistant coach at a Division II school in the RMAC, like no one ever rushed the court, but it was always weird after games sometimes, like in, hostile environments. And I think you do have to think about like the players and the coaches also. Like, people are going to say, yeah, like, the coach is wrong. Like, but what if someone just runs up to you, like, in the street? Like, what are you going to do? You're going to, kind of protect yourself, or you're going to kind of do something. Like, and then the other thing that makes me mad about all of this stuff is everyone's always running up with a phone.
Yes.
It's like, why are we trying to get, like, the Nebraska coach in trouble? Like, the Iowa person is running up to him, recording everything. Like, I think some of that stuff is kind of BS.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. That is a big part of it. We all want to be on social media. That's why he did it. I mean, that's why he did it. Thanks for getting in, man. I appreciate you. So the thing is, was Fred Hoiberg in the wrong? That's my question of the day. I think it's a little bit harder to answer than you think. The Iowa fan was in the wrong. University of Iowa just released that statement today. They said, hey, this fan got through a restricted area, should never been on the court. I mean, so we know that story. But you can't. How do you stop these guys from doing this? How do you stop the storming of the court with thousands of fans? Thousands. I mean, it's just. And by the way, a lot of the colleges still like it. They still like it because why? We need our students there. We got to be ruckus. We got to be rowdy. We got to get after this thing. So you don't want to be you can't do this, you can't do that. That's the game they're playing. I'm just telling you, the game they're playing. They want fans. They want loud. They want taunting. They want that home atmosphere. And they don't mind storming the court until something bad happens. North Carolina, allegedly, whoever it was, punching Duke staff members. That's from John Shire 2 weeks ago. Now Fred Hoiberg gets a fan in his face, takes a swipe at his phone. Nothing really bad happened. But I'm telling you, we're getting close to it. We're getting closer and closer. If a Duke staff member got punched, I mean, that's off the charts. And it had hardly made headlines. The Super Bowl was going on, all that stuff. That is off the charts. And it's the phone social media culture where people want to take it and put it on video because it's cool. Then I'm a star if I can get Fred Hoiberg wound up. Was Fred in the wrong last night, swiping, knocking the phone away from the fan? Thanks for getting in. You're live, and you go ahead.
Well, like I would tell the judge, all I seen was an instrument in the hand come running at me, Your Honor. And I was like, holy, and I just slapped, trying to protect myself.
Okay, all right.
I got a dozen lawyers that would win that case.
Good story. Good story.
There's another one. Jawan Howard, if Fred Hoiberg gets suspended for a phone, Jawan Howard on a handshake against Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
Right hooks the guy.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And he only got a couple, 2 weeks?
Now, I don't think... Now, Fred won't get suspended, right? He won't, right?
No.
Okay.
No. And
all
what
right.
they should do, Nate, you want to storm the court with all them video cameras? Everybody's got a college ID, okay? I don't care who you are. And that college ID is in that computer, okay? Just everybody that storms the court, give them a choice. Kick them out of school for the semester or pay a $1,000 fine.
All right. You're coming up with solutions.
Nate, if I came running up to you during a soccer game, okay. I mean, come on, Nate. You run up to me like that and I don't know you?
It's all over? All right.
We're going to be rumbling,
All right. I got it. No, I got it, man. I appreciate you.
These fans are crazy.
I'm with you. Yeah,
and then you go to a high school game and it's the same thing some days.
Yeah. Thanks. Good to hear from you. Thanks for getting in. 605-720-1067. Was Fred Hoiberg in the wrong last night? Question of the day. Fans stormed the court at Iowa. By the way, Iowa, you beat Nebraska. I mean, the Huskers are good. I understand it, but let's watch out. Storming the court over a win over Nebraska. I think you've had plenty of those, but nonetheless. And then the kid got the phone out, put it in Fred Hoiberg's face, got it hit, and... Fred Hoiberg, was he in the wrong or not? I'm trying to get a feedback from South Dakota Sports Talk Show. We'll take one more on this. Thanks for getting on. You're live, and you go ahead.
So, one, I don't think there is any stopping of fans rushing the court. There's too many people to prevent it if the fans want to rush the court. And the last guy saying, oh, they all have a student ID, go and take, $1,000 fine and kick them out of school. The ID's in their pocket. You have no idea who's on the court unless you happen to catch a face in the camera. That's not realistic. But what you can do is put significant pressure on the university, saying if you rush the court, there is a significant fine to your university.
Yeah, I mean,
they're you rush the court, $1 million fine, whatever.
Well, they're doing that. The six-figure fines. They're doing the fines, but the schools don't really care. I mean, it still happens.
Yeah, and then you increase the size of the punishment. Under that same argument, a $200 speeding ticket means a heck of a lot more to me than it does Elon Musk, but same thing there. The second chunk of it is for the phone thing, you're 100% right that everybody wants to be the social media run-up with your phone. The kid is just as responsible. He took the risk of rushing onto the phone, putting the phone in the coach's face. He took the distinct risk of it getting knocked out of his hand. It's not like the coach punched the kid for putting a phone in his face or whatever the case may be. And if there is video of the North Carolina Duke situation you mentioned, that kid needs to be prosecuted if there's true violence there. Now, it may be difficult because if there isn't a camera and you don't know who it is or whatever.
Yes.
But the second somebody gets caught and gets prosecuted for it, it may help prevent some of that moving forward.
Appreciate you getting on. Thanks for getting in and listening. I appreciate the good call. So here's the thing with the Iowa kid. So that kid has to be banned now from all the games. Okay? I mean, I'm sorry to tell you. Don't know where he's from, who he is, whatever it is. You don't have that privilege now. So you don't get a privilege to just go to the game and act like a moron. Take it over the edge. So you can go and taunt and have a great time and yell and be ruckus. I mean, just be crazy. I love that. Coaches love that. Universities love that. But then you went over the edge with the phone, got on the court. So University of Iowa's got he's done now. That kid who did that is not going to go to any more games. That's that. You can say, well, just for this year, the season's over. Well, I don't know. Maybe for his career at Iowa. Hate to break it to you. Stepped over the line. Now it's a national story. Not good. Could have been ugly. Could have been ugly. So what do you say? Was Fred Hoiberg in the wrong at all? I said the kid was in the wrong. I understand Fred probably can't react. I don't like coaches reacting to doofuses out there. But I can't say Fred Hoiberg's in big trouble here. I can't say that. I cannot say that at all. 65% of you voting on our Twitter poll, Fred was in the right. 35% of you say he was in the wrong. You can't ever react to fans. So 65% of you voting Fred was in the right. 35% say you can't ever react to fans. Listener text, let them storm the court, protect the players and coaches area. Fred was trying to be respectful, go through the line. They're trying to protect the whole court, not just the area around the players and coaches. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to do. I don't know. That last caller said you just can't stop them from storming. Yes, I mean, it's thousands of kids. I understand, but we got to come up with something here. I mean, it's a court storm like 2 or 3 times every week now. You got some big marquee games. Everybody's storming the court. Let's go to a guy who's been at all these games. He's a college basketball analyst, part of the Field of 68. You know that. He's got his own company, Bracketeer, and he covers 31 leagues of college basketball. He's live from San Francisco. His take, Rocco Miller, college basketball analyst, coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Save big money on your next project right now at Menards. Turn on the tap and turn up the quality with Pentair water filters. They're built tough, engineered for performance, and designed to eliminate unwanted impurities and contaminants in your water to give you peace of mind and enjoy crisper, cleaner, and safer water. Check out all our Pentair products in store. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Does your home have a crawl space? When cold weather arrives, that can mean cold floors, frozen pipes, and higher energy bills. Protect your family and keep the cold air out this winter with Expert Crawl Space Sealing by Blackburn Basement Systems. Sealing keeps your crawl space clean, protects pipes, and insulates your home, so floors are warmer and energy bills are lower. A sealed crawl space means a nicer home. Don't wait. Call Blackburn Basement Systems today.
At Spearfish GMC Cadillac, we know spring is right around the corner, but the deals this month are already hot. Right now, drive home a GMC Sierra 1500 with up to $6,250 in total savings, or choose 0% financing for 36 months. Sierra HDs with savings up to $2,500, plus just announced $1,000 bonus cash on GMC Terrain, or drive home a new Acadia with special APR as low as 1.9%. Shop anytime at SpearfishMotors.com. Spearfish GMC Cadillac. We are professional grade.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A winter weather advisory begins at 11 p.m. tonight. Chance for snow tonight, otherwise mainly cloudy skies expected. Lows dip down to about 10 above. Northerly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Snow likely tomorrow. High temperatures reach up to 21, cloudy skies. 1 to 2 inches of snow tomorrow. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently 27.
Western style isn't stuck in the past. It's built for today. At Trav's Outfitter, we carry modern Western boots from brands you know and trust. Brands like Haier, Ariat, and Tecovas. Clean lines, broken-in comfort, and craftsmanship that fits right in, whether you're at work, out for the night, or anywhere in between. Wherever you're headed, your boots will be right there with you. Visit us in the old Kmart building. Trav's Outfitter, best selection, best service, no BS.
Being in business has its rewards as well as its challenges. It means being the first one in the door in the morning and turning off the lights when you leave at night. Your business is unique, and you need a bank that understands your needs. You deserve the best. You need a financial partner that is invested in your success. You need Pioneer Bank and Trust. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker, Black Hills Legacy in Rapid City. Have you thought about buying a home or real estate in the Black Hills? Maybe you want to upgrade to your forever home? I have been helping people in the Black Hills find the right home for nearly 20 years. When it comes to buying or selling, experience matters. Let me do the work, and you can open the door to your new home. Say hello to a good buy with me, David Brenneman. To get started, just Google David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
All right, your sports, your show. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio across the state. KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. Glad you're here. University of North Dakota men's basketball coach Paul Sather joins us live tonight. Big interview with him tonight from Grand Forks. He just got a contract extension. I've known Paul for a long time. 21 seasons as a head coach and success across the board from the NAIA to Division II and now at UND. Paul Sather will join us live coming up. Matt Baker's coming in, national college football writer for The Athletic. He's on tap. Matt Baker live from Florida. Good stuff tonight. Talking college basketball. Man, last night a lot of things happened. So I thought, let's get a guy on. He's in the middle of this. He covers all 31 leagues. Bracketeer.org. That's his site. He's a contributor for the Field of 68, but college basketball analyst Rocco Miller's back on as we get close to March here. Rocco, welcome in. How are you?
I'm great, gentlemen. Happy February. Can you smell March yet?
Yes, I'm ready. It's getting heated. I said a lot of things happened last night, so I wanted your take on this. Number one, so we're up here in South Dakota, a lot of Husker fans, a lot of Iowa fans, so Big Ten country. Iowa beats Nebraska last night. They stormed the court. Number one, I'm like, wait, Iowa beating Nebraska and they stormed the court? I understand the Huskers are good this year, but we've seen that movie before. So they stormed the court, Rocco. Fred Hoiberg takes a swipe at a fan's phone because he got in his face. Who's in the wrong there? Is Fred in the wrong at all?
I think a little bit. I mean, I saw a couple of the angles that came out today of it. Last night, all I saw was the fan angle. I think the same guy posted it at the end of the night or something. So it started circulating. But today I saw like a different view, and it looked like he was still a decent distance from Fred. And I don't know, Fred could have just walked by him. It wouldn't have been a big problem from what I could tell. Obviously, when something like that happens, it's so heat of the moment. You know, I don't know if Hoiberg's spoken publicly since, but I think he probably regrets it. But it's so heat of the moment. He's obviously upset they lost. They had a couple possessions late that may have swung the game, or at least got him a chance to be in position. And it was a hard-fought battle. And it's just like, where's this guy? From Fred's perspective, it's just like, where's this guy coming from? What's going on here? Get out of here. I'm trying to shake the other staff's hand and congratulate them. So I don't know. I really don't think in the end it should be any kind of thing that lasts more than 48 hours. Hopefully Nebraska and the Big Ten agree with me. But other than that, I don't think it's too big of a deal. Nobody got hurt. It was obviously a little bit of a regrettable moment. I think chalk it up to that.
How about this scenario? John Shire said 2 weeks ago when they got beat by North Carolina that his staff members got punched. Somebody on his staff got punched by North Carolina fans rushing the court. So you have these scenarios playing out. Universities want their fans to be wild. They want the home court advantage. They like some of these scenes, but they're walking the fine line, Rocco, of is something bad going to happen? Can you do anything with the scene of rushing the court?
I don't think we should. I'm a supporter of it, and I loved Ben McCollum's comments last night. I don't know if you heard his press conference, but he was all for it. You know, he came into the press conference with blood on his shirt. He had no idea if it was his blood, an Iowa fan's blood, a Nebraska player's blood, and he embraced it. He was just like, this is what college basketball is all about. Like, we fight hard to work each day to become a better basketball program. We want to beat top 10 teams, top 25 teams regularly, and I think that's part of the reason Iowa stormed the court is it was his first top 25 job. Obviously, he has big expectations long-term to get Iowa in position to be a national program each and every year. And so it was a kind of a breakthrough moment, you know. Obviously, bracketology-wise, didn't make a huge difference, but it was a fun moment for the fans, and that's what college basketball should be about. I think the Duke thing, even if it were to be true, obviously there's North Carolina people saying that it's all made up. I try not to get too caught up in it. You know, when I was in school, whenever not to date myself, but when I was actually at Washington when they were good, we beat Stanford when I was a student. They were undefeated. It was the last game of the season. It was the most exciting Husky, the home game, I think, in the history of the program, even to this day. They were 26-0, ranked number 1, Josh Childress, all those guys. And we stormed. It was one of the greatest court storms. I mean, I haven't been a part of many of them. I covered a lot of them. But to be in the mix there, it was one of the most fun memories I'll probably ever have in college basketball from that standpoint. And I think everybody should be able to experience that.
Okay.
It's 99% of the time it's harmless. So yeah, every once in a while something's going to happen. But guess what? When you're in college, you go to like crazy parties, you go to different environments where you're constantly in situations like that. So I think we just keep the good times rolling.
College basketball analyst Rocco Miller is on tonight. Follow him on X if you're not, Rocco Miller 8, and find his site bracketeer.org. Get set for the tournament. I will talk about Nebraska basketball now. They've never won a game in the tournament. They've hit a little rough patch. Lost to Michigan, Purdue, Iowa here. What do you think of Nebraska basketball legitimately making a run?
Yeah, well, I still think they're a very excellent team with a high floor. I think there's been some barriers created with these losses to the big boys, you know, not being able to hang late in the home loss to Illinois. They got Illinois on the road because of a really hot start in that game in Champaign, and it was way back in the second weekend of December. But that's such a huge win for them. That's going to help carry the day for them when the committee meets in March, because that's a great top-of-the-resume win to win that game. So having the split there with Illinois, but also, you know, Purdue overwhelmed them a little bit. They fought back, got that to OT, but they're right there with these teams. Even last night, they didn't play well in the first half. They get a big 3 right before halftime to cut the lead to 5. They could have easily been down double digits at half. And they're really good. That's what I'm impressed by. Like, even in these games where they're not having their best night and playing better competition, they're very good at playing against the margins. They're always capable of going on a 10-0 run, a 12-0 run at any given time. And I think that makes them pretty live in games where they're playing against either their own level or below. They haven't slipped up against anybody below them. I mean, a road loss to Iowa, to me, is about a 50-50 game, right? Maybe even a slight edge to Iowa. So I'm really impressed. I think right now there's still a 3 seed for me. I'll go through the full exercise tomorrow to confirm that. But in a 3-14 game in today's college basketball, there's a very small chance they won't at least win one game in the tournament. Then it's going to get real from there because all the 6s are pretty good. The 11s could be dangerous if it's an 11, and so we'll see what happens. But I think they're going to win a game in the tournament, and then from there. It's house money a little bit if you're a Nebraska long-timer, right? Like, you're not expecting any of this. And it's just such it's a great connected team. When you can run things through Rink Most, when you have guys like Hoiberg and Berkey's so improved, Jamarcus Lawrence has been clutch, Price Sandfort can be deadly. It's a really good nucleus that they have. Frager's been a good freshman. So I just think the way they space the floor, it's one of the best space teams in the country, and they're very effective in creating good looks, and that's just going to, over time, give them high percentages of getting wins.
Rocco, do you think this March is going to be wild? People are talking about this is going to be wild. Anybody can make a run here. Do you think NIL has something to do with that? What do you think of March not having a clear favorite?
Well, I look at it in tiers. So I do think there's probably about 8 teams that can win the national title.
Okay.
There's probably about 20 that realistically can get to the Final Four. And then after that, I think beyond like the 9 or 10 seeds, it's going to be very difficult for anybody to get to the Sweet 16 with like an 11 or 12 next to their name or beyond. Just because, even just a couple years ago, when we had runs from St. Peter's or Oral Roberts or Florida Gulf Coast, a few years before that. That was not that long ago in our memory bank, but the sport has changed so much. Like nowadays, the Max A-Smiths of the world playing for Oral Roberts, that would never happen today. He would have been plucked away, a portal season ago or 2 portal seasons ago. And so when even the best player at a mid-major can go be the 9th best player in the SEC or the Big Ten, and the money makes that much difference, and it's a life-changing amount of money. This is where we're at now. So all these teams at the top are extremely good. So I think that's where the tournament gets exciting, guys, because once we're into the round of 32 or even the round of 16 and beyond, those are going to be some battles, some real battles, and we're going to see some great basketball. The one positive of all this is the entire sport of college basketball has never had fewer turnovers. It's never had better free throw percentage. So the game's cleaned up, the product's better, and so the people at CBS, they're going to do very well with their Sweet 16 and beyond matchups. The Final Four will be amazing once again like it was last year. But those of us that love the soul of college basketball, that need South Dakota State to be able to get to a Sweet 16, that need, a St. Peter's type of run, I think it's been a little depressing, to be honest, from that standpoint.
Rocco Miller joins us, national college basketball analyst. His site is Bracketeer.org. Find him on X at Rocco Miller 8. I'll let you run with the Mick Cronin story last night. They lose to Michigan State big. His player gets a flagrant foul at the end. I watched that a lot. I thought he was going for the block. It was a hard foul. Mick Cronin took his own UCLA player out of the game. He took him out. He sent him to the locker room. What's your reaction?
I think it was a little overreaction by Mick. I think the public would agree with that. I'm a little surprised. Maybe Mick, in the moment, when you're in the moment, you're watching live basketball, everything happens so fast. And that's a split-second decision that he made. He's obviously a hard-nosed coach. He's been that way forever. This is nothing new about Mick Cronin. But to eject his own guy, basically give his own guy a flagrant 2, is extreme. I think that's a first for any of us to see that live in a game. Maybe he thought for a second he was still in practice and wanted him to go run some laps. So it was a weird deal. And the whole backstory about Jamerson, too, right? Like, Jamerson was trying Michigan State's his dream school. He tried to walk on there. They didn't let him. And that was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for him to play in that building, his dream school, and to have his own coach throw him out. Like, just kind of crazy. And, you know, in terms of the sound bites after the game, you know, the one soundbite that went viral with him telling the reporter about the Michigan State student section that he doesn't give a rat's ass about it. I thought that was a little overboard, you know. But that's just Mick being Mick. I mean, honestly, he's been this way. I've covered him at UCLA and Cincinnati and before, and he is cut from the old school cloth where he wants his guys to be tougher. He's used to having physical teams that rebound the crap out of the basketball. And when they're not playing to that standard, he doesn't care if we're in a new era where guys are making millions of dollars and looking at their phones all day long. He still wants them to play like the old Cincinnati teams with Kenyon Martin. Yeah. And so it's fascinating to watch that dynamic cross paths as we go into a new generation, because I just don't know if he can actually get it back to that level. Because they were there in the Pac-12. Like, he had UCLA rolling in the Pac-12, and now the Big Ten's just been a huge challenge for him.
Rocco Miller, good stuff tonight. We're just getting started. College hoops getting really good. Find him at Bracketeer.org. He's going to start breaking it all down. He's on X at Rocco Miller 8 here on the Nate Brown Show. Rocco, I appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks, Nate. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Rocco Miller on tonight, National College Basketball Analyst, live on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. His site is Bracketeer.org as you get set for March Madness. Matt Baker is our next guest. First time, long time. Matt Baker, National College Football writer for The Athletic, has an opinion from North Dakota State fans of their move to the FBS. He talked to all these fans. What are they saying about the Bison going to the Mountain West? Matt Baker from The Athletics coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share. To revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Show your home some love with an upgrade to Acclaim replacement windows and an ensemble entry door. Get 20% off windows and doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus, get an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Energy efficient, durable, and custom made for the perfect fit. It's time to show your home some love. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
In sports news, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
All right, welcome back in. It's always a great day in South Dakota. Say it with me. Yes, February, but keep your head on straight. Winter, we're grinding, we're battling, we're fighting. It's been nice. It's been nice. We're going to catch some weather, We're just stay on track here. March is coming. Spring's coming. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio, South Dakota. KWSN Sioux Falls and Fox Sports Rapid City. Glad you're here. Coming up, University of North Dakota head men's basketball coach Paul Sather is in tonight. Appreciate Paul coming on. I've talked to him a lot over the years. Big fan of Paul Sather at University of North Dakota. Got a contract extension today. Fighting Hawks say he's doing a great job. He's done a great job wherever he's been. Paul Sather's coming up from Grand Forks, North Dakota on the UND side. I'm going to go to the NDSU side and a guy who's written a piece here for The Athletic, national college football writer Matt Baker, talking about North Dakota State going to the FBS and getting a reaction from the NDSU fan base in North Dakota. Matt, welcome in for the first time. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, I appreciate your time. So, first things first, we in this area, we know North Dakota State heavy. Followed them and battled them. South Dakota State's been an FCS power. North Dakota State's been the biggest brand and the national champion 10 times. When they jump to the FBS, you're writing for The Athletic. You're covering college football. What is North Dakota State's brand? Just tell me that, Matt, to you, their brand.
I mean, obviously, in the premier program in FCS is what they've been, and to some degree, a giant killer. You look at their record and what they've done in the last, 15 years, or maybe even going back more in terms of beating FBS teams, be it Iowa, be it Minnesota, Iowa State, scaring Colorado, and this, that, and the other. I mean, to the point where, if I were an FBS Power 4 athletic director, I wouldn't have wanted to schedule those guys because only a couple things can happen, and there's a good chance that it's bad. So that's kind of their brand, is a premier program in FCS that has hung with and beaten some of the bigger boys in FBS, and certainly with a chance to do that as they move up to the Mountain West.
Do you think from a national perspective, for a university, for an athletic department, for a football program, going to the Mountain West, does that elevate NDSU from a national standpoint?
I think it does, certainly to some degree. I think to the casual college football fan, they're not paying attention to the FCS until it's like the playoff time. Or, again, one of those random things where you look up in the third quarter and SDSU, they're up by 3 on Iowa or whatever it is, right? Something like that. But for the most part, I think the casual fan, they're focused on the FBS. And to the extent that North Dakota State can play in and then win some of those games on either a random Thursday night or, maybe a bigger game on a Saturday, I think that is going to move the needle. I think it will elevate their brand for sure because they'll be a little bit more present. They'll be in the conversation. And then, North Dakota State, I don't necessarily expect them to go out and win 10, 11 games in year one. They might, but I'm not necessarily expecting that. But as they get going and kind of have their runway here, as they get up to being what should be one of or the best programs in the Mountain West, then you're going to be talking about a good possibility of North Dakota State, at least in the college football playoff conversation.
Yeah.
And when you're doing that, suddenly that game you're playing against Wyoming on Saturday night or whatever it is, that means a lot more and that resonates a lot more. And a lot more people are going to be tuned in because that matters to fans across the country in a way that maybe it doesn't right now.
Matt Baker's joining us, national college football writer. The Athletic has a new story up about North Dakota State and fans' reaction, supporters' reaction going to the FBS in the Mountain West. Do you think North Dakota State can follow the model, Matt, of James Madison? North Dakota State was beating James Madison in the FCS. James Madison just got done playing Oregon in the college football playoff. Can NDSU follow that?
I don't think that's outlandish to think that that's a possibility. No, absolutely not. They were certainly pure programs when they, at the FCS, where both, at or near the top. So it's not crazy to think that they can do that in the FBS as well. But let's acknowledge some of the differences here. Just because North Dakota State is moving up at a different time. I mean, even just right now, it's February, and they just announced they're moving up for this year. That's to me I don't want to say concern. That maybe that's overblowing it a little bit, but I think that's something that's going to have to be addressed. And how much depth can you have immediately? James Madison prepared for a long time to move up to the FBS before they actually did. I know some of that stuff was behind the scenes in North Dakota State as well, but again, the timing is a little bit different. Obviously, with NIL the way that it is, and being such a force that it wasn't a few years ago when James Madison moved up. So there's a lot of similarities and differences here. But obviously, if North Dakota State can do what James Madison has done in their first couple of years in FBS, that would be a slam dunk home run situation for the Bison, no question.
Okay, so your story at The Athletic, you got reaction from NDSU fans and donors and supporters on this move. What did you learn about North Dakota State and where they want to be?
I mean, they want to be the premier program or one of the premier programs in the group of six. And again, I don't think that is crazy to think. Just the way that North Dakota State has built the program over the years, the success they've sustained across different coaching staffs and different quarterbacks and what have you. Where it gets interesting to me is just how much the landscape has changed at the group of six level, where there's a bigger gap between the Power Four and the G6 than there was 5 years ago and 10 years ago and 20 years ago. And I also wonder how big the gap is between the average Mountain West program and the average program in the American, let alone the top programs in the American. That's something that I think we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out a little bit more. I don't know that we have enough data quite yet for me to form an informed, to have an informed opinion, but that's going to be interesting. What I thought was interesting, though, when I talked with North Dakota State people and people, fan bases who have done a similar move in the past at Georgia Southern and App State, I still just wonder how they're going to. It's an adjustment, right? When you go from being the top dog or one of the top dogs in the FCS to competing for a lower level bowl or a mid-level bowl, that's going to be an adjustment. How are they going to react to their first 7-5 season, which is something that realistically is probably going to happen. But at the same time, we have to understand, too, there was definitely some fatigue with North Dakota State at the FCS level. I think both sides, to some degree, were sick of each other. Oh, great, NDSU is really good again. Oh, great, we're going to get to the semifinals where we finally play our first game, right? Some of that on both sides, where I think a change of scenery can benefit FCS because you're going to have different names moving up, and certainly benefit the Bison as well.
Do you think Bison fans, for the most part, are supporting this move?
I do. It's a different hill to climb, right? At a certain point, you conquer the mountain, you climb it, and okay, now what? And I think to a certain amount of fans, they got sick of dominating and being the best. At a certain point, you just want to do more. You want to see what else is out there. And I think that's kind of where a lot of them got at that point. And okay, this is what you asked for. Now let's see what you can do with it.
Matt Baker joining us, national college football writer for The Athletic. A story up on NDSU and what this all means, jumping to the FBS and the Mountain West at The Athletic. Find him on X at Matt Baker CFB. Appreciate you, Matt. Thanks for hopping on tonight.
Sure, thanks for having me.
I appreciate the time. Matt Baker in tonight on South Dakota Sports Talk Show, national college football writer for The Athletic under the New York Times. Wrote reaction piece from NDSU fans and other FCS fans from Georgia Southern, App State, some of these fan bases that have jumped to the FBS. I would say, what is the percentage of North Dakota State fans that support going to the FBS? I don't know. I mean, that's tough to find out. I mean, it's got to be over 80%. This is just my Nate Brown Show scientific poll. It's got to be over 80%. Is there 20% of fans at NDSU like, we should have stayed FCS. It's going to cost too much money. It's this, it's that. It's got to be over 80%. So if you do something where your fans, if it's over 80%, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. How about Sacramento State fans? I mean, there's only 200 of them, but anyway, come on, have fun with that. What percentage of Sacramento State fans are excited about moving to the MAC, jumping to the FBS? Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, they just forced the issue so hard. Forced it so hard. So 2 different scenarios playing out. Matt Baker on tonight from The Athletic. All right, I want to come back with a question of the day. There are coaches that have lost their minds after games this week. So Doug Gottlieb lost his mind after Green Bay lost to Milwaukee. Our friend Doug, I love Doug. Could I ever get Doug on the show again? I think we could, right? He's no longer with Fox Sports Radio, but we could get Dougie. So Doug lost his mind after some bad calls. Then he just got suspended by the Horizon League for 1 game. Mick Cronin lost his mind last night on a reporter. So there's these press conferences that we do after coaches lose these games. What do you think of that whole model? Coach loses the game, reporter asking questions 20 minutes later. Are we getting good stuff out of this? Let's debate next.
This is the Nate.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number 1. So you can always be their number 1. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number 1 hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Show your home some love with an upgrade to acclaim replacement windows and an ensemble entry door. Get 20% off windows and doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus, get an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Energy efficient, durable, and custom made for the perfect fit. It's time to show your home some love. Call today or visit rvarapidcity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps 1 minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the 2nd leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
All right, welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on tonight. Fox Sports Radio, glad you're here. Thanks for making this show possible. We appreciate you. The Nate Brown Show official outfitter is Trav's Outfitter. Man, I love this store. It's a great store, great staff. If you haven't checked it out, brand new Trav's Outfitter, Campbell Street, Rapid City, your headquarters for work boots. If you're on your feet all day, fit matters. Trav's Outfitter, the experts in work and Western footwear. Kind of place you go back to when it's time for the next pair. You got to get the right stuff, man. Staff knows work boots. Work boots at Trav's Outfitter. Go online, travsoutfitter.com. Best selection, best service, no BS. Trav's Outfitter, family-owned South Dakota independent retailer. Proud of it. travsoutfitter.com. And new store on Campbell Street, Rapid City. Paul Sather's coming up from North Dakota. Got a contract extension today. Congrats to Coach. I'm rooting for him, man. 9-4 in the Summit League. They were picked to finish 8th. He's got him overachieving. Paul Sather's in tonight. UND head men's basketball coach live coming up this next hour. Speaking of coaches, let's go to this. So, I find it funny, and maybe you don't like the funny. I don't know if you like the funny, but I like the funny. And when coaches go berserk after games, I think it's funny. I just do. I don't know if it's, I don't know. It's, from the media side, I've been in the press conferences, so I'm trying to figure out which question to ask. And, I've done that thing. It's harder than it looks, by the way. People love blaming people asking stupid questions. And so here, last night, Mick Cronin, he's the UCLA head coach. I like Mick. He's intense. He's old school. A little rough, but I like watching him. He's just fiery and all that stuff. Well, he loses big time to Michigan State last night, got blown out. And then one of the reporters asked him, if it was, the student section, a question about the Michigan State student section and if it impacted one of his players. And then Mick said, "That's the stupidest question I've ever been asked." He said, "That's kudos to you. The dumbest question I've ever been asked." So we get into this back and forth, and then the reporter said, "Well, I just was wondering." And then Mick said, "Are you raising your voice at me?" "Yeah, you are." I mean, this is just bizarre stuff. It's crazy stuff, and you're going, how does this happen? So coaches are unbelievably emotional, right? If you lose a game like that, you're emotional. I'm not going to give them excuses because these guys continue to kind of look crazy. It's embarrassing, right? How they usually act. Like Doug Gottlieb. I love Doug. He's slamming the table this week from losing, slamming the table, dropping bombs, and then he just got suspended by the Horizon League today for one game for criticizing the officials. And, he just went off. So you're seeing this stuff going viral. These basketball coaches, after games, they're asked these questions, and they lose their minds. And so I'd like to ask you this question of the day on the Nate Brown Show. Do you think it's still good to have the press conferences after the games? Right after the games, here comes the coach. Now, I find it entertaining. I don't think that's the point of it. The point of press conferences, hey, let's learn what happened in the game. Let's learn what we can do better, stuff like that. Okay, you're trying to ask questions. What's the media's role? Anybody know? What's the media's role? To be the voice of the fan, to get information for the fans. So that's what they're supposed to be doing. Coaches are emotional. It's 20 minutes after the game, and they're not having it. They just don't want to do it. Are we getting anything out of the press conferences now? Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
Well, I think press conferences still need to happen. The coaches need to show a little bit of... What the frustrating part is, he kicks his own kid out of the game for losing control, and he goes off after the game.
Oh,
somebody should have grabbed him and said, "You're going the other way, buddy. You're gone."
Well, how
you
about
can go
that?
Away.
How about that? So you didn't like him ejecting his own player?
No, you said the kid. If I was that kid, I wouldn't step on the court with him again. And
Wow.
I'm old school.
Yeah.
I mean, you set him on the bench. You set him on the bench. You set him at the end, and he takes his licks.
I'm with you on that.
And with Hoiberg, if that kid doesn't get on the court, Hoiberg doesn't do anything. That's something that happens.
True.
So, I mean, I'd take a swing. You never know what's coming at you anymore.
All right.
Never.
All right.
Not this day and age.
And press conferences after games are still fine with you.
But they're supposed to be mature adults. Handle it.
Oh, supposed to be. Keyword. Keyword.
Well, he's half crazy. I don't know. He's had issues, and he's got to get something figured out, or he won't be coaching much longer.
Okay.
So,
all right, man.
That's my opinion.
Appreciate you. Thanks for getting in. I like that. Good commentary. He's half crazy. Is that what he said? He's unstable? Are we saying that now about Mick Cronin? Well, when you watch him like I do, it could be close to accurate. Listener text coming in. Cronin is old school, and I love that. Officiating is inconsistent. Doug Gottlieb, though, went overboard. Okay. So he said Cronin's old school, he likes it, but Gottlieb went overboard when he went off on the officials this week. Yeah, I mean, it's wild. It's wild to me. So if you haven't seen some of this stuff, you're a sports fan, go check this stuff. Mick Cronin was a little off the rails last night. Took his own player and ejected him after a flagrant foul, which I thought was a little dicey. It was just a good effort trying to block a shot. It was a hard foul. It happens. I mean, I've seen this stuff. You have too. And Mick Cronin just went off. Ejected his own player, sent him to the locker room with 4 minutes left. And then he went off on a reporter after the game. Doug went off on the officials after the game. What would you guys say about press conferences after the game with college basketball coaches? Now, this isn't all brand new. We've seen the Bobby Knights and people like that. But I do think it's kind of hitting ahead here. A little bit. I mean, this stuff here, just in the past couple of days, coaches have been living on the edge there a little bit. Do you think it's still important to have the press conferences right after games? Question of the day on the Nate Brown Show. Send them in, 605-720-1067. Curious what you think. People voting on Twitter say 63% say yes, have the press conferences. Coaches should be able to answer the questions. 37% of you say no, it's not good. Too emotional, not a good scene. 37% of you would cancel the press conferences after games. 37% of you. Come on. Can we be mature at all? I don't know. Go to a youth basketball tournament and let me know. Let me know how that goes. I don't have to do any press conferences after the games. It might be a good thing. Coming right back, 5 questions from Chris tonight. Chris, our loyal listener, sends me 5 questions. I've got some answers. And head coach at the University of North Dakota, Paul Sather, just got a contract extension today. Paul Sather, UND head men's basketball coach, joins us live tonight. It's all coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Could there be a better name? Auto Value Parts Stores. They aren't just about air fresheners or fuzzy dice. Auto Value Parts Stores are all about parts, auto parts, and advice. Pros who know auto parts with tons of tips when you need them the most. You want real value? Don't go to a place with a cute name. Go to Auto Value. Could there be a better name? I didn't think so. your Auto Value Parts store. We've got the parts, we've got the smarts.
At Dakota Discount RV, we're in it for the long haul, just like you. Whether it's cross-country adventures, weekends by the lake, or family time under the stars, we're here to keep you rolling for years to come. While others are packing up, we're doubling down with dependable service, great prices, and the biggest selection in the region. Your journey doesn't stop here, and neither do we. Here tomorrow, here for every mile ahead. Visit us in Rapid City or Somerset or online at dakotadiscountrv.com.
We all know life's busy, and if you get sick, you can get behind pretty quick. That's where Black Hills Urgent Care comes in. No appointments needed, no long waits, just fast, affordable care to get you feeling better quicker. Black Hills Urgent Care has 2 locations in Rapid City on Haynes Avenue and Mountain View Road. You can simply check in online at bhucare.com. That's with the letter U, bhucare.com. When you need care, see the team at Black Hills Urgent Care, the faster way to get better.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Collins Siding has been the region's premier window siding, door, and gutter installation specialist since 1974. They use only the highest quality materials and never compromise on their workmanship. Collins Siding is licensed, bonded, and their estimates always include labor, materials, and applicable permits and taxes. Collins Siding has been providing top quality service and exceeding high standards for over 45 years, and you can find out how by visiting them at 2016 Cherry Avenue. Collins Siding, 2016 Cherry Avenue, Rapid City.
Hi, I'm Bill at Wire for USA. If you're looking for internet, TV, security systems, or cell booster systems, why would you look at a company that only gives you one choice for each of these systems? Wire for USA offers it all. Viasat, Hughes, CenturyLink, Dish TV, DirecTV, Wilson cell booster systems, and now Starlink and EchoStar internet systems. Starlink and EchoStar are the newest, the fastest, and the strongest satellite internet made. No limit, no contract. Wire for USA has it. Call 605-341-5361. Whatever your home or business needs are, call Wire for USA for the products and the service. You don't need training wheels with our system. Connect to the future with Wire for USA at 605-341-5361. We are hometown, we are South Dakota, and we do appreciate your business. 605-341-5361. See us at our new location, 710 North La Crosse Street in Rapid City.
This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
Hey, hope you're having a good day. Thanks for being here. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Our next guest is Paul Sather, UND, head men's basketball coach. Great coaches in his career. Black Hills State, Northern State, and now University of North Dakota. Got a contract extension. The Fighting Hawks 9-4 in the Summit League. Really getting that program going and competing in a tough environment with the transfer portal and a new team every year, the whole thing. We'll talk to Coach Sather coming up tonight from Grand Forks. Craig Mattick's on as well, SDPB Sports this hour. Longtime South Dakota sports broadcaster Craig Mattick is in South Dakota Sports Talk Show, powered by Black Hills Federal Credit Union, my family's banking partner. I don't just say that. Got their app right here on my phone, and we've experienced the great rates at BHFCU on vehicle loans to business loans. Go to bhfcu.com, see what they can do for you. Get the right banking partner. Black Hills Federal Credit Union. Become a member at bhfcu.com. Take advantage of all the great rates. 18 locations from the Black Hills to Sioux Falls. Get started today. bhfcu.com. Make it happen. It's worth it. Okay, I'm ready. Question of the day today on the Fred Hoiberg thing. Let's see where you're sounding off on that. Fred Hoiberg last night. Nebraska loses. Iowa fans rush the court. Hoiberg takes a swipe, knocking the phone out of the hands of a Iowa student, I think. He had him on his phone, wanted to be the social media hero. And so Fred Hoiberg knocked the phone away, and people are wondering, was Fred Hoiberg in the wrong? Fans rushed the court last night at Iowa after the win. Fred Hoiberg knocks the phone away. Was Hoiberg in the wrong or the right? The question of the day. 69% of you are voting Fred Hoiberg was in the right. Swipe away at the kid's phone. 31% of you saying, no, he was in the wrong. You can't ever react to the fans. If you want to give your answer to the question of the day on the Hoiberg gate, go to 605-720-1067 on the text line, and we could give you a free buffet to the Pizza Ranch, all right? Question of the day brought to you by the Pizza Ranch, and a free buffet. We'll pull out a winner. A buffet a day on the Nate Brown Show. Okay, here we go.
It's time for 5 questions from Chris on the Nate Brown Show.
Chris, you got them for me tonight. Loyal listener to the Nate Brown Show. Chris, 5 questions. Here we go. Question number 1. Nate, the NBA held its All-Star game last weekend. The ratings were the highest in 18 years. Do you think that's because of the new format, USA versus the world, or because it was back on network TV, not cable? Well, I think it was probably both. I hate to tell you, Chris, I don't straddle the fence there, but back on network TV, that automatically brings in way more people. So it's not on TNT, something like that. So you're on network TV. That's big. But I will say it was the best All-Star game I've watched. I can't remember. I know it was the new format, the mini games, quarter 1 through quarter 4, us versus the world. I thought it was outstanding. The best All-Star, and I hated the NBA All-Star game. I mean, I cannot stand it. Cannot stand it. It was the best I've seen since the Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan stuff. It really was. Seriously. So I think it was both. Question number 2. Adam Silver said during the All-Star break that the NBA will decide on if they're going to bring in 2 expansion teams this year. So in 2026, we're going to find out. Nate, the NBA has some issues like tanking going on. Do you think it's wise to bring in 2 more teams when there's already teams actively tanking? Well, I think it is wise from a business standpoint because we think it's a big issue, and I understand I don't like tanking either. And I think the national story is, it's a big issue. The NBA teams have to be making money. The NBA is making money hand over fist. They got the new media deal. If they're going to get 2 new teams, Seattle and Las Vegas? They're going to be printing money, Chris. They're going to be printing money. So it's still about the markets. It's still about the organizations and the league, and they're making money like crazy. So I know they have the issues. The tanking, I don't know, but 2 new teams, you're going to bring them in. 2 new markets, Seattle, Las Vegas. Is that it? I think that's big time. I think the NBA is fine with that. I mean, they're doing fine. Question number 3. One last question about the NBA. Look at this, Chris. NBA questions? What is... The NBA's been doing the lottery system since 1984, the ping pong ball lottery. Do you think they can figure out the tanking issues? And do you think they can penalize teams, salary cap space, or how do you feel the NBA can fix the tanking issue? I don't know, because they're not going to be willing to do what I think. I mean, I guess you just have to make everybody eligible for the lottery, because they've already made a percentage of teams. Here's the percent you get to get the number 1 pick. And a basketball team can be changed by 1 player so much. So just let everybody get a shot. I mean, you can't let reward teams that are losing. But how do you do that, Chris? I don't know. You can't reward teams too much that are losing. But that's what the NBA is doing, even with the lottery. And so teams are going to try and tank when they know they're not in the hunt for the NBA title. I don't know. Let everybody in it. Let everybody in it. So that's my only solution in the lottery. That's it. And then people will go crazy if a team at the top get the number 1 pick. But isn't that, that's fine with me. I don't care. Question number 4. College basketball is getting ready for March Madness. There's been talk of expanding the tournament to 72, 76 teams. If the Power 4 schools finally split off and do their own thing in college football, isn't there a risk that they'll start their own tournament for college basketball? Yeah, there's probably a little bit of a risk because they don't want the little guys in here. I mean, they really don't. They don't like what we like. They want more Big Ten schools, more SEC schools. So there's a little risk they could break off, but NCAA's got it going right now, and I think they're trying to walk that line. Yeah, we'll let you go to 76. Let's just let them do this, make them happy so they don't start their own tournament. So I think the NCAA's just going to expand it. We'll whine about it. I think they'll go to 76. Will that get in more big-time teams? Probably. And then maybe they won't split off their own tournament. See how the story goes? Question number 5. Tonight, 5 questions from Chris. Catchers and pitchers are reporting to spring training. One pitcher with a 1 year remaining on his contract has not been re-signed yet. Skubal of the Detroit Tigers, 2-time Cy Young winner. What would you do with Skubal? Trade him, get a bunch in return, or let him play out the year and get nothing when he hits free agency? If I'm the Tigers, Chris, and Chris, I know you got this question. You're a Tigers fan. Let's be honest with everybody, okay? If I'm the Tigers, Chris, are you ready? You have to let him pitch for you and let it play out. You do not trade him. This is Skubal, 2-time Cy Young Award winner. This is the only reason you guys got to run here in the postseason. So you let him pitch for the Tigers and you let the chips fall where they may. Sorry. I know Detroit can't sign him after this. I get it. But you can't trade him away. That looks bad. You just can't do it. Make the money that you can with Skubal on the hill and see what happens. 5 questions from Chris in the books. Paul Sather, University of North Dakota head men's basketball coach, is live next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Show your home some love with an upgrade to acclaimed replacement windows and an ensemble entry door. Get 20% off windows and doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus, get an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Energy efficient, durable, and custom made for the perfect fit. It's time to show your home some love. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps 1 minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
The Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
All right, welcome back in. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live every afternoon drive on Fox Sports Radio across the state. KWSN Fox Sports Sioux Falls. Welcome in. Fox Sports Rapid City. Glad you're here. Appreciate it. The Nate Brown Show also podcast available. If you miss any guests, go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. Search for it on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. You can find us there. Search the Nate Brown Show and you've got the podcast. We are live tonight with Paul Sather. I've enjoyed following his career, winning at Black Hill State, winning at Northern, winning at UND now. He's the University of North Dakota head men's basketball coach, and I appreciate him hopping on tonight. Coach, it's good to get you back on. How are you?
Great to be back on, Nate. Good to hear your voice, man.
I appreciate you. So you're in the middle of this thing. You got a game tomorrow, then a game this weekend, South Dakota State. You're wrapping up conference play, getting ready for the Summit League tournament, and an announcement at the University of North Dakota. They say, we want Coach Sather around here for the next 3 years. 3-year contract extension through 28-29. As you get that, and you've been there now, what's your just emotion to sign a new deal?
Well, I mean, first off, it's an awesome place to be. Really great people, great leadership, and just so many positive things happening at our university. UND is just the different academic programs, the enrollment, all the new stuff that's going on our campus. It's just an awesome time to be here right now. So, where we are and the improvements we've made and the things happening within our athletic department and in the future with men's basketball, it's awesome. And it hasn't been easy, and we've been grinding and fighting, and it says a lot about our staff and the student athletes we brought in, really buying in and believing in us and what we're trying to do. And I just think there's so much to be excited for here. And so when they offered that, it was something that we were, very grateful for and just excited about. So, moving forward, it's we got a big game Thursday, and you kind of do it, and you don't want to make too big of a deal of it because at the end of the day, we got a job to do, and we've got a tough game coming up here Thursday, and obviously a trip down to Brookings on Saturday. So it's busy, Nate. Not a lot of time to sit around and reflect, to be honest with you.
I believe that. Good to get a deal done, though. 3-year contract extension for Paul Sather today, announced at University of North Dakota, the head men's basketball coach on the Nate Brown Show tonight. So I look at the season then. 9-4 in the Summit League. You have to be happy with it. You've played a lot of close games. You've grinded out some wins. 9-4, what's your feeling on where you're at in this league?
Well, I think when you kind of look at what we returned from last year, the new guys we brought in, we're one of the few teams out there. I mean, we're playing 3 freshmen quite a bit. Start one, in fact, our leading scorer is a redshirt freshman, and so I just think you're in an age of college basketball where most rosters are going to say sophomores, juniors, and seniors on it when you're looking at who's playing. And we've been able to do it with some young guys, and it's because we've got some great seniors. Eli King from Minnesota was a 4-star recruit out of Minnesota, went to Iowa State and transferred to our place. And then we've got a D2 transfer in Garrett Anderson that's a senior for us, and a NAIA transfer from Hastings College down in Nebraska that's a senior for us, that are just doing a great job of leading this group. And it's been fun. I mean, non-conference was tough. We learned a lot of lessons, and once you kind of get in that routine of conference play, man, we got some good wins early, which I think gave us some confidence, and we just kind of took off from there. We've been great on the road in conference play. We've lost a couple tough ones at home, but we're going into the Summer League tournament here, hopefully with some momentum.
Is it a challenge, Coach? You've had a great career. You've won with teams with culture. You've kept players around. You've won at NAIA, D2, now D1 here. Is it a challenge with new players in and out every year now?
Well, there's no question. I think you see some of the teams that have a lot of success or teams that are able to kind of retain at least a good, strong number of guys or guys that are really bought into being there. There's always going to be some movement, more so than ever, obviously, right, with the portal. We lost a kid to West Virginia, to Missouri State, to Xavier, to Louisiana. I could go down the list of the kids we lost from last year. We brought a few guys in, but some of these guys that are really making impacts for us this year are guys that were on our roster last year. Either they didn't play as much, they had a different role, or maybe they redshirted like Grayson Ullman did. So, I think it's still a mix of it. I think every program, Nate's going to be a little different in how they have to do it and where they are. We're probably not a transfer destination, but we still got to be able to go out and find those right 2 to 3 and maybe 4 transfer-type guys. But our goal is to try to retain some guys and do our best with that. And if we do lose them, we brought in 3 awesome freshmen that are coming in next year for us, 2 of the best players in the state of North Dakota. And then, our other kid, Jaden Moore, just set the all-time assist record in the state of Minnesota at Hopkins High School just last night. So, we're going to keep doing it with some freshmen, but mixing in those transfers are important. And like you said, it's different. It makes it a little bit harder. But hey, man, everybody's got the challenge, and everybody's kind of got to find their niche and how to do it.
Paul Sather joining us tonight. Appreciate his time. University of North Dakota head men's basketball coach. His club taking on Kansas City tomorrow, and then South Dakota State this weekend. Fighting Hawks 9-4 in the Summit right now as the tournament approaches in Sioux Falls. So I'm going to ask you, Sundance Wicks. You're from. I asked him on this show. How do you sell this? How do you sell this? He deals with the same thing. Transfers. You're trying to get guys in. You're trying to build a culture. So what's your selling point? UND. What's the selling point to get guys to believe? And I don't know if you can get them to stick around. If you have great players, they're going to get big money. So what's the selling point?
Yeah, I think the ones that are going to be able to go out and get really big money, there is no really selling point to keep them. I think that's a really hard thing to fight, and we're not able to spend that kind of dollars on kids to keep them. But the selling point to get them here, opportunity. I think what I've noticed is that with high school kids, there are high school kids available now more so than what would have been available 5 years ago, 6 years ago. A lot of these kids would have been taken up by Division I programs and maybe redshirted or maybe you got a chance to be on the roster and not play as much that first year. Where for us at this kind of mid-major level, we're getting some pretty high-quality freshmen that could come in and make an impact for us. And a lot of times you can keep those guys for a couple of years, right? As far as transfers go, it's opportunity. It all depends on where they're coming from. Sometimes kids are transferring up. Sometimes these kids are at high major programs and not getting a chance to play. Even if they're getting paid, man, they want to play. They want to play. And so, we can give them that opportunity. I think we've done a really good job developing guys. And so I think you're selling your university, your area, your program, and you got to really be able to come out. I always believe in telling the truth, because if you get them, you don't want them looking around, looking at you funny. Because when they ask if it gets cold, I say, yeah, man, it gets cold up here. When they ask if you get snow, I say, we get a lot of snow up here. And I just think it's really important that you treat this with a lot of honesty and upfront. So when you're getting them for all the right reasons.
So you really believe, Coach, in the high school recruit still today. You think that's a big benefit to you?
We have to, because we can't go out and buy transfers. We can maybe go get a couple guys, and like I said, we've got a we've got a true freshman it's about 9 a game for us from Hopkins High School, and Anthony Smith. We've got a redshirt freshman from Minnetonka that's averaging about 16 plus for us, maybe almost 17 or 18 in league play, in Grayson Ullman. And then I got a freshman right now, Marley Curtis, that's coming off the bench and giving us some pretty substantial minutes. So, like, freshmen have been really good for us. I've had them in the past. We've had several freshmen of the year in our league. We've had freshmen that have set the freshman scoring record. Right now, Grayson's probably going to be the third guy in my 7 years here that's going to set a freshman scoring record for us. So I think we've done an awesome job with freshmen. And then, a lot of those guys, maybe we don't keep them as seniors. Maybe we lose them as we lost B.J. Omott to California after his sophomore year. We lost Trayson Eaglestaff after his junior year to West Virginia. Yeah. It happens. But in the meantime, they're making impacts for us because a lot of these kids that are not getting recruited that heavily out of high school are really, really, really talented guys. And so you might have them for 2. But then now you can bring in a transfer that's looking for a different kind of opportunity. Maybe an opportunity to move up a level from a D2 or an NAIA, or that D1 kid that isn't getting to play much somewhere and really wants to have a bigger role. And now that transfer is coming in. Josh Jones is a great example of that. He came from Ora Roberts, came off the bench for us. He's hurt right now, but he's been starting for us and making a huge impact for us at our place. And not much as a scorer, but, man, from a defensive standpoint, leadership, a lot of those things, Josh has been huge for us. So it's just all depends what you're looking for. But I tell you, it opens up the doors for a lot of possibilities and a lot of kids to look at. It's just finding those right ones and getting them here for the right reasons.
UND coming to play South Dakota State this weekend. Summit League play winding down, and UND's 9-4 in the Summit. Coach, I know everybody says, there's parity. Everybody can beat everybody. But I look at the Summit League this year. I look at the road. I look at the matchups. It feels like that. What do you think of going into the tournament here in March?
Oh, I tell you, I mean, we're playing this Kansas City team who, has struggled from a record standpoint. But they don't play freshmen. They don't really even have many sophomores on the roster. It's all juniors and seniors. It's transfers. It's really talented guys that scored a lot of points where they were before. And like, they're just a dangerous, dangerous team. And so if you take anybody lightly, I always say to our guys, man, the that humility bus is always waiting for you if you think you got it figured out, or if you get a little too good for, not willing to maybe do the hard stuff. And, it's always there waiting for you. So I think you're absolutely right. You see the South Dakota State team and kind of where they sit in the conference right now. They're a super dangerous team. A lot of returning guys, a lot of talent, a lot of skilled, tough, athletic guards with some bigs. Like, there's not an easy night out there, man.
I look at it. You guys are right there, no doubt. And you got Kansas City tomorrow and then South Dakota State this weekend. Paul Sather joined us tonight across South Dakota Sports Talk Show. 7th season at the helm for UND and a 3-year contract extension announced today. Coach, always rooting for you. I appreciate you hopping on. We'll see you out there. Good luck to you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dana. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate your time. Talked to Coach over the years a long time, followed his career, great winning across the board. His career winning record, really good. And UND trying to hang on to him, a 3-year contract extension for the Fighting Hawks head man. That's Paul Sather live from Grand Forks tonight. UND has Kansas City tomorrow, coming to play South Dakota State this weekend. 9-4 in the Summit League. They were picked to finish 8th, so not too many people believed in it. It's interesting, his perspective. He said, we're going after high school guys. We want high school guys. And there's some people say, well, you got to go to the transfer route. He's mixing it all. So some people think high school basketball players can't get any big-time scholarships anymore. Well, it's places like that. So that's an interesting read there. Paul Sather on tonight from UND. Coming back on the Nate Brown Show, let's go to Craig Mattick, South Dakota Public Broadcasting, talking South Dakota sports coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space. for all kinds of people, from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Show your home some love with an upgrade to acclaimed replacement windows and an ensemble entry door. Get 20% off windows and doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus, get an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Energy efficient, durable, and custom made for the perfect fit. It's time to show your home some love. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
Welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on tonight. Fox Sports Radio, KWSN Sioux Falls. Welcome in. Fox Sports Rapid City. If you missed parts of the show, go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. Just got done with Paul Sather tonight, live from Grand Forks, North Dakota. UND head men's basketball coach. Really enjoyed Coach coming on. Talked to him over the years. He's had a great career in South Dakota, Black Hills State. Get into the Final Four to the NAIA. Also, Northern State. We know the success there. At UND, still doing it. 9-4 in the Summit League. Just got a contract extension today. Paul Sather joined us. Go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. It's there on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. Every show, every guest on your demand. Hey, this guy has a podcast too. Listen to it. It's called In Play. In Play with Craig Mattick from SDPB Sports. Craig, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Great to have you. Always give me a buzz. Appreciate it.
All right, here we go. I got a big question for you, okay? Big question. My old high school is putting up, they're taking down some trophies in Montana, and I got this message from one of the teachers up there, and he's been a coach and stuff. He said, hey, we're looking at doing a new digital trophy case because there's not enough room for all the old trophies now that the new trophies are going up. Huh?
Come on.
What?
No. you gotta have the silver and the gold, and you gotta have the trophies, the plaques. You gotta have that. I'm old school. Hey, make some room. You can always make room for shelves for trophy cases.
You can. So I was told Sheridan, Wyoming High School there is actually building on like a wing for a trophy room. They're actually like building a. Do we need to go that far at my high school in Montana, or should we just put the trophies in the bathroom or something?
Well, I really don't know how to speak to this because my alma mater, we didn't have a trophy case. We were bad. We were bad. They put the weekly lunch menu up to let everybody know what's going on. We got no trophies.
Okay, well, it sounds like
we're not very good.
Sounds like you're passionate about this. So, digital trophy case. They say it's going to be interactive. You can click on the year that I won. I was in the state championship in basketball in Montana. We got second. So they say you could click on that year, and you could see who was on the team. You could see newspaper clippings and all that. They think the digital trophy case is better. They think it's better.
Okay, I'm with that. They give a little bit more to instead of trying to squint your eyes on the engraving of the people that were on the team.
So you're starting to come around? You're starting to come around?
I guess I am. I can do both. You can do both.
Okay, do both. I have a listener here who said, what if they put it online too, so then my kids could see that I actually did get second place in a state championship basketball game? Would that make it nice online?
Probably. Did you play in that game, by the way?
I did. I mean, come on, give me a break.
Right.
I already told you we lost, okay? But I did play. By the way, let's get to this SDSU thing. So people are wondering, with North Dakota State going to the Mountain West, will they win recruiting battles even more over South Dakota State football? What's your answer to that?
That's a great question. Moving up to FBS, you are looking at a different type of player than you would necessarily in mid FCS play. If someone is good enough to go play at NDSU already, I don't think it's going to matter whether they move up or not, just because of their history. Is it going to hurt South Dakota State? Maybe not. Maybe that fringe player who can't play FBS is going to be a much better player in the FCS, which could help South Dakota State.
That's interesting. So my audience have said North Dakota State will win some recruiting battles. They think they will win, like, hey, I'm going to go play FBS instead of FCS. So you still think some kids might go to SDSU saying, I want to play for an FCS national title. Do you think that matters?
If they can't get into FBS and they can't get to NDSU, then the next phase for them, and let's face it, it's NIL money. It's that's what it comes down to. What NIL money North Dakota State will have compared to what SDSU has. I'm saying that it's going to be the marginal player who could have the better opportunity at SDSU.
Craig Mattick joining us tonight, SDPB Sports, our East River meets West River hitter. His podcast is called In Play. I want to go to this. I had Derek Roby on this week. 40 seasons of coaching high school basketball. He's going to call it good for now at Sioux Falls O'Gorman. This is his last season. In my interview, I got the feeling he's like, well, I don't know. I'm good for now. What do you think about Coach Roby? You think he's going to give it up totally?
I don't think he'll ever say never, because you never do want to say never. He's a still young cat yet. I mean, he's not the old fart that we think he is. He's really good at what he's done over these last 40 years. I've run into him a lot over the years, doing a lot of his ball games when I was doing radio over the years here in Sioux Falls. My most memorable interview with him would have been the shot that O'Gorman had against Yankton.
Yes.
At the Rushmore Plaza Civic Center. The shot, was it off in time? Most say it wasn't. And the first thing he told me on SDPB when I interviewed him, he goes, "I guess we stole that one." His first words coming out of that one. Great guy. O'Gorman didn't have any titles until he got there, and then they got a bunch. But I would say that never say never for Coach Roby.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's the way it sounded. And by the way, I did ask him, I said, is there going to be anybody like you anymore? You, Hollenbeck's up there, and he's been at STM, and now he's at West Central. He's coached forever. We're just not going to see the 30, 40 years in high school basketball, are we?
I don't think so. I don't think so. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of crap coming from parents over time in high schools that sometimes the coaches are going to have the opportunity to tell those parents that they're running the program and they'll they take it easy. But for some reason, I don't think we're going to see the 30 and 40-year coaches anymore.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, you might not see the 20-year. It's just, people get into it. They get into it for a decade. It's a long time these days. Craig Mattick on tonight. Speaking of coaches, I got to get your read on this. I don't know if you saw this. Here's what happened last night. Iowa beats Nebraska in basketball. Iowa storms the court because Nebraska's all of a sudden really, really good. So they storm the court, and a student has his phone out. He gets in the face of Fred Hoiberg. Hoiberg knocks it away. He takes a swipe at the phone, knocks it away. Is Fred Hoiberg in the wrong?
When you have opposing fans storming the court and you're the so-called enemy on the court, that is not a good feeling. You don't know what is happening, and so it's a reactionary thing to me. The student totally was in the wrong, and Fred is just reacting. He's getting surrounded by Iowa fans, and I don't think any of us want to be in that situation, and that's too bad. But I feel for Fred. I don't think you and I, Nate, would enjoy it with people who don't like us coming up to us and getting into our face.
No, I got it. Is there any way you can stop the court storming? I had a college basketball guest on tonight, and he said, well, I don't think we need to stop it. There's been some incidents now. Duke allegedly had a staff member get punched at North Carolina. Can we stop the court storming?
You know what? I would like to, because I really am not a fan of it, just because of what may happen to the opposing team members and coaching staff and the trainers. Those folks can't get off the floor fast enough to avoid what's happening. So I always kind of cringe when I see the storming on the court. And I mean, we saw it at the state girls basketball tournament last year.
Yes. Yes.
One of these times, Nate, something bad's going to happen.
All right. Craig Mattick on tonight. SDPB Sports. Download his podcast, In Play. Do we have a new one coming?
It'll be next week, and the folks West River will remember this guy, and in fact, he's back at his alma mater. You know what? He won a state wrestling championship. His dad was the coach. Went on to a great career in MMA, but health issues took him out of MMA. But now he is coaching, not necessarily at his alma mater. He's only about 6 miles away from his alma mater. But I talked with David Michaud, Bulldog.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be released coming up next week. He was at Pine Ridge, but now he's the boys' wrestling coach at Dakota Tech, and his father, a great guy, great mentor, a great wrestling coach. He's the girls' coach at Dakota Tech. So David Michaud, Bulldog, will be released next week.
It is called In Play with SDPB Sports with Craig Mattick. Craig, I appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
You got it.
See ya. Craig Mattick tonight, SDPB Sports on the Nate Brown Show. Who's hot and who's not? Football hiring. Let's go to high school football today. Coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
The following radio ad is good fun squad approved.
Hey, I'm Dylan, and I'm a South Dakota Lottery intern. I've learned some pretty cool things here at the lottery. Like, did you know 100% of the money we make goes back to the state, including millions every year for education? That's awesome, right? I also learned there's a machine for making your own coffee. Who knew? Anyway, learn more about where South Dakota lottery money goes at goodfunsd.com.
Good fun.
Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
At Dakota Bank, we're more than just a place to bank. We're your neighbors. From everyday banking to home mortgages, insurance, and trust services, we're here for every step of your financial journey. We believe in doing what's right for you because we live here, work here, and care about our communities just like you do. Go with confidence. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Insurance and investment products are not FDIC insured, may lose value, and have no bank guarantee.
Doesn't matter where your ride's from. At Al's D&I, we baby them, every single one. Got a ride from across the pond? No worries. Let the ASE certified pros at Al's D&I pamper your pride and joy. Foreign or domestic, maintenance or repair. Doesn't matter if it requires special parts or tools or if its owner's manual is in another language. At Al's D&I, we don't care where your ride's from, but we do take great care to treat your ride like it is our own. Drive on in to Al's D&I, Sturgis Road, and online at alsdniautorepair.com.
At Highmark Credit Union, we believe banking should feel personal. That's why when you walk into our lobbies, you'll be greeted by real tellers and friendly staff, ready to help with your questions, big or small. And yes, we've got the latest technology too, for when you want quick and convenient service. The best part? You get to choose. Highmark Credit Union. Personal service backed by modern technology. We'll make it happen. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A winter weather advisory begins at 11 p.m. tonight. Chance for snow tonight, otherwise mainly cloudy skies expected. Lows dip down to about 10 above. Northerly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Snow likely tomorrow. High temperatures reach up to 21, cloudy skies. 1 to 2 inches of snow tomorrow. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 24 degrees.
Hey guys, glad you made it. Go ahead and put your hot dish on the picnic table with the others.
But won't it get cold? Oh, little announcement. We will be eating outside in the cold tonight. Not my idea.
But June, it's starting to snow.
Cheapskate Jerry here.
What?
Thought we could go another year before we replaced our drafty old windows.
If only June and Jerry had done a free consultation with Renewal by Anderson, their new replacement windows would be in, and their guests wouldn't be out in the cold.
Swedish meatball, anyone?
Only if I could eat it inside. Trust me, it's warmer out here than it is in the house.
If only they knew that Renewal has acclaimed custom windows and ensemble doors to keep their home warm and cozy. With financing options even cheapskate Jerry can afford.
What?
My fingers are frozen.
My nose hairs are frozen.
Mine broke off.
Worst party ever.
Make the best decision for your home with exclusive custom-fit acclaimed windows and ensemble doors. Only from Renewal by Anderson. Learn more at rbarapidcity.com.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
All right, let's do this. Who's hot and who's not every night at this time. Brought to you by the Pizza Ranch. Two great locations, East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and in Brandon. Home of everyone's favorite buffet, your locally owned and operated Pizza Ranch. Who's hot and who's not? The stories you may not have heard on the Nate Brown Show, but you need to. In my Who's Hot category, a big South Dakota high school football hiring. And I called it. I'm not right about anything ever, right? I mean, I understand that, but I called it. I've known this guy for a long time. St. Thomas More football is hiring Nick Wald as their next head football coach. Yes, he's been an assistant there helping out. Former St. Thomas More quarterback back in the 90s, setting records. Now his son's the quarterback. I mean, so good football guy. Congratulations, Nick Wald, the next head football coach at St. Thomas More, fresh off of a 11B state title. In our Pizza Ranch Who's Not category, well, South Dakota State men's basketball playing tonight against North Dakota State. Here's the stat of the day. Since 2017, South Dakota State has played 98 home games, okay? 98 home games. They've been favored in 97 of those. Tonight, South Dakota State, for the first time, an underdog to NDSU at home. First time in 97 games. Good luck to the Jacks. Jacks and Bison on the hard court in Brookings tonight. Thanks for listening to the Nate Brown Show. We appreciate you. Great lineup tonight. Go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. It's going up right now. See you tomorrow.
It seems like the cost of everything is going up, so it's nice to save a little dough when you can, especially for something you love to eat